brings for the first 5 years, we brought our socks. It got bigger every year. It went up to 1,000, and the third year to 1,200. And then my husband passed away, and I didn't give any more talks. My heart went with him, and it did not want to be bothered with socks. But I still collected 900 pair. They just brought them to the house, and we brought them to the St. John's Methodist Church, downtown Houston. And then, of course, with Teresa's help, I couldn't have done it alone when Don was gone. I said, we are getting so many socks, we need to give them to different organizations. And she said, I got this. And so she connected us with Search. And so we brought them to Search. And then about 5 years ago, this organization told us we don't have enough room for all the socks. And we started to, Teresa did, she researched it, and we brought socks to all different kinds of organizations. And so Christmas before the pandemic, we collected 12,426 pairs of socks. It was, and it still is nothing but joy when we collect them. Our pastor always lets me give a talk, and we put a big basket in the church. And Teresa puts a flyer out, which is very successful because she has so many friends through Bellinicio. And so in spite of the pandemic and the financial economy, we still collected well over 8,000 pairs this year.
And this is what's incredible. I'm going to reveal the big number. How many socks have you gathered over all these years?
Approximately 63,000.
Oh, we're at 63. I thought we were at 50. We're at 63 now? Oh, my goodness gracious.
We did a recount.
A recount, and you are now at 63. Wow. That is incredible. Well, congratulations on making such a world of difference. And somebody may say, wow, they're socks. It makes a huge difference in people's lives, doesn't it?
It's the most needed item in the life of a homeless person, but very few people, including myself, we don't think about socks. We think about blankets and jackets. And this is why I say the sock idea had to come from up there, because that's the only way I can explain it. And it is also a very doable thing. People bring us packages of 6 and 8 and 12. And that's a lot of people bringing socks to get over 8,000 pair of socks.
If somebody's watching right now and they say, my goodness, I want to help out, because you collect socks all year round, how do they go about doing that and reaching out to you to loan those or to donate them?
The best way would be to email me, and because I'm her contact for the entire sock,
for my whole life,
for the electronic sock portion. And they can email me at info@bell-inicio.org, and we will figure out a way to get those socks.
Oh, I love that. Let's talk a little more, Teresa, about the women who you've been able to help. And I take a look at some of these photos, and it touches my heart so much just thinking about what it must mean to cross that finish line. This is for someone who perhaps, again, has never known exercise, has never known the power of eating healthy, and they didn't think there's any way they could do a 5K. They were scared of it in the beginning, and they do it. What is that joy like for them?
Well, the woman you're showing right now is a particularly excellent example. She was one of our women from Angela House, and we do a progressive training so that everyone gets a little bit stronger over the 8 weeks. And during this time period, she was not happy with Bellinicio, and she never even got up to more than maybe 1.5 miles because she was convinced that she could not do it. Well, we got down to the race, the Purple Monkey Fun Run in Alvin, and we had charted a shortcut for her so she could still cross the finish line, but wouldn't have to do the whole race. And when she found out about it, she said, no, I'm doing the whole race. And we said, well, that's great for your spirit, but you haven't trained for a whole race. So let's take our win. And she's like, no, I am doing the whole race. And the woman in back of her is one of our volunteers. And God bless her, she did the whole race and she wasn't even close to the last one. And when she crossed the finish line, she was just crying with that success.
Oh, that is so beautiful to hear. And we're talking a woman after woman after woman. How many women do you think have crossed that finish line because of what you've done to help them?
Oh, we've done over 875 women in 12
Wow.
years.
Incredible. And we're talking life-changing moments for them. Nutrition plays a big role in people's overall health and the way you feel. And you don't even realize that a lot of times what you eat determines what you feel like mentally. It really makes a big difference. And I was amazed, Teresa, the first time I talked to you, and it makes sense if you haven't gotten that education, that you had one woman who said, oh, yes, I absolutely get dairy in every day. But you were really surprised to find out what she considered dairy and it just, things like that are pretty shocking.
You're right. We assume that everyone has internet status and internet access and education, but so many people didn't. That woman thought Cheetos were dairy.
Mm-hmm.
And now, of course, what we taught her otherwise, but we also teach women how to eat properly for their particular situation in life. We teach what organic is, but we're not encouraging women to go out and get organic food. That is beyond what they can even get at the food kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
We give fresh fruit at every workout, both to model healthy behavior and to give a healthy reward. But we had a woman one day, we were giving out grapes, little bags of grapes at the end of the workout. And a woman burst out crying and she said, oh my God, you must really love us. Like, you gave us grapes. You really love us. And oh, what an honor to show love through grapes, right? And to bring that kind of treat into her life and to know those treats can become accessible to so many other women.
And it just makes such a big difference. I want to ask you how all of this came about, because when we were talking in the very beginning, for anyone who's just joined us, Teresa lost her beloved husband to brain cancer at a very young age. She lost her job about the same time when her company went bankrupt. A lot of people could just go lie in bed and not want to get up. How did you pull yourself up and use your faith to turn your grief into helping others?
That's a tough question, because there were a lot of black days in there.
Mm-hmm.
When one of the last things that Tom said to me before he passed was, I was upset. I was talking to God. I was praying to God with Tom right there. And I'm like, God, come on, we need this. We need this victory. You need the miracle right now. We need the miracle. And Tom looked over at me and said, Teresa, God's got his plan. We're going to get through this. And we did get through it. Tom is in a wonderful, better place. I look forward to seeing him again. But God helped me through in a way that I wasn't expecting. Bella Inizio was an opportunity and continues to be an opportunity to give a beautiful beginning to so many people, so many of our clients. But it's changing. It changed my life. It changed my mom's life, all the lives of our volunteers and our board members. So I even remember that now in the bad days, that there is a plan much bigger than I can see. There's so many chapters that haven't been written yet. God already knows what those chapters are named.
And Teresa, obviously you have raised just an amazing woman. I know you have to be so proud of her, as she's proud of you. Did you teach her that faith? Did this come naturally in your family?
I think my husband and I, we really try to teach our children the best, what is the best, what is right from the wrong. But I personally, not my husband, but I personally was brought up in a God-loving family. And then when my husband and I got married, if I would come up with a good idea, we jumped right into it. We worked very well in raising our children. If they did something wrong while they grew up, my husband had the most logical and good ways for them to recognize what they did wrong. And they had to take the consequences. But it was not like, oh, you can't have chocolate for 2 days.
Right.
It was very related to what they had done wrong. We were also very religiously inclined. We still are. And children went to the good school, not financially good schools, but God-oriented schools until we came to Texas, then it was public school. And that was also good.
I tell you what, life lessons can be learned certainly from you and your family and the legacy that you have built and your lovely daughter. So thank you both for joining us for Lunch for the Soul, for sharing your journey. I know it started out as a painful, mournful one, but it's turned into such a beautiful blessing for almost 1,000 women. And I know it will continue on. Plus all those 50,000 socks. Think about how many lives that's touched. You're just so lovely. Thank you very much for being here with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Keep up the incredible work. And I needed to change my number again, right, to more than 60,000 socks. All right. Well, I hope you'll stay in touch with us and let us know how everything's going.
We sure will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone, remember, send her those socks. All right. And I just want to remind you, Wednesdays, the place to be right here, 12:30. Next week, I'm going to introduce you to an unbelievable couple who went through the unthinkable. They were getting ready for bed when the husband died of a heart attack right there in their bedroom. But his wife brought him back to life. She knew CPR just right, did it just right until the ambulance got there. It is a remarkable story to hear what they've done with their lives now that he got his second chance on life. We're all praying for them for him to be able to get a heart transplant at this point. But that journey will be next Wednesday. I hope to see you right here, same place, same time. Thank you for being here for Lunch for the Soul. If you have any ideas, you're always welcome to reach out to me. I'd love to share your journey if you have one. Bless you all. Have a beautiful day.